Hi, good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, and I wanted to show and talk about some tips that I have about Prepper Pantry. This is my dishwasher. One of you needs to come over here and put these dishes away. Kidding. You know, I've got a kid that's supposed to do it when he comes home from work every night, and I put a note up when they're clean and he needs to put them away because he works a lot of evenings. Well, I forgot to put the note up, so when I got up this morning, they were still in there. I'm not putting them away. I'm waiting until he gets up so he can put them away before he goes to work again at night. Okay, so now we're going to start with, in my Prepper Pantry, I like to make sure I have lots of protein, and I want to show you that. Okay, this is the in-the-house Prepper Pantry, just off the kitchen there, and the laundry room there. So, I wanted to talk about the protein. I think one of the big mistakes that some people might make, and just because we're in a panic, kind of trying to get as much as we can for planning ahead, if we are, you might think, well, I need fruits and vegetables, and how on earth can I prep meat? I'll just put some in my freezer. But if you lose power, shelf-stable protein is such a good idea. And that can come in the form a lot of things. Like I'll just show you what I have. I've got and I date everything when I think of it. And the reason for that mostly is so that I can see at a glance. This needs to come forward. That needs to go backwards. It's going to need to be used right up soon, and that kind of thing. When I realize that it's coming up on a due date, I'll take it out of this pantry and I'll put it in the kitchen pantry right in the front where I know it's got to be used in my menu rotation. So I've got like 2, 4, 6, 7 cans of pink salmon. And pink salmon is something I think is just, not pink salmon, but canned salmon is something I think is okay. I think it can be, a good source of protein. It's not my favorite protein, but I will eat it. The kids I used to make them salmon patties like once a month, just because it's good protein, And so you can do other things with salmon as well. It doesn't have to be salmon patties. It could be other things. So there's that. And then I think I've got 4 cans of the chunk chicken breast. And this just came from Walmart. I've also gotten it before at Costco, which I think is probably a better deal. I have several cans of tuna. And the reason for that is tuna is something that we eat regularly here. In tuna sandwiches, we're all a big fan of tuna sandwiches. And then these are sardines, and there's more sardines behind it. I don't know if you can see that. Also like sardines, but not as much as we like kippers. Kippers are just like little smoked fish, and we like them on like Ritz crackers, saltine crackers for a snack or whatever. All of this is pure protein if you are in a pinch and in a bad situation. I keep crab meat on hand always, just for different recipes, like in a can, like dips and things like that. And then we've got clams. We can use that in when you're not in a pinch. You can use it for dips and for clam chowder and stuff like that. But you can also live off of clams. It's got protein. It's got iron. It's got a lot of good stuff. Iodine you're going to need. Then we've got canned clams and canned mussels. And these are smoked oysters. I've got one kid that adores smoked oysters. So I think that's it for the shelf-stable fishes that I have. And then spam. Spam. What are you going to say? I mean, if you gotta, you gotta. My daughter makes a wonderful recipe. It's like, it's a breakfast food. It's got spam and eggs and rice, and I guess it's a big deal in Hawaii. She makes it, and she makes it well. You can buy it here at little teriyaki joints. Now this deviled ham, I bought about 7 of these, and I need to replenish. The kids will eat them. I don't remember them being, I remember them being a lot better than it is. It's okay. I think my mother must have given us this regularly. Same with Vienna sausages. I'm going to be real hungry before I eat Vienna sausages, and you guys in the South, you call them Vienna sausages. My husband calls them that. So anyway, if I'm hungry, I'm going to eat it. It's not the best thing. It's full of salt, fat, but it's going to sustain you. and give you some protein. Peanut butter. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in this pantry and 1 around the corner in the regular pantry. I date them. This one's going to be bad first. Not bad, but come to date first. And the others are 24, like 224, like that. And then back there, I've got different kinds of nuts that need to go in the freezer. I just found out they go in the freezer beautifully. Hush, please. They heard me knocking in the pantry and thought somebody was here. So I just got these Kirkland ones, and then I've got whole cashews, and I've got peanuts. And these are portable, light, easy to, eat up fast if you need to. I don't mean like you're going to eat a can fast. I mean like, you don't have to do a lot of prep to get a lot of protein out of your nuts. Okay, and what else? Yes, shelf-stable milks. You're not going to drink a glass of condensed milk, but it does have protein in it. Evaporated milk is going to be protein if you need it. I've got the shelf-stable 2% and this shelf-stable whole milk. This is coming due this summer. So what I'm going to do is nobody will even know I did it because they won't eat it if they know. They'll eat it if they're in an emergency, but they'd rather not drink it right now. I'm going to use it for making potato chowder at the end of the week. This one right here, and maybe this one too. We'll see. And so, I've got some soy too, just because I found it on discount. It's good until $6.22, so I'm going to figure out what to do with that. And then I've got goat milk. I use that for the dogs mostly, puppies. When they're when they're just learning to eat solid food, I put a little in there, kibble to soften it. And then I've got the dry buttermilk. Is that it for the milks? I think it might be. Okay, now I'll show you the other things that I have. Don't judge, because my pantry out in the garage is not very pretty. I hope you can see okay out here. I'm in a closed garage. So beans of all kinds, northern, pinto, just all kinds. Butter beans, lima beans, all that. And then some soups, you can get your protein. And so we're talking about some soups. So here's some soups that would be good for protein. Pot roast vegetables, like that. And then you've got chilies. Those have protein. And I've got, some manwich here. That's not got protein in it by itself, but you could mix it. I don't even know why it brought that up. It doesn't count, does it? So then I got some beef stew. There you go. And is that the same thing, just a smaller can? Nope, chicken and dumplings. There we go. And steak and potato. So I hide this stuff so that my guys won't eat it up, because for whatever reason they will, but those ravioli kind of things are good to have in a pinch as well. So that's, and dry beans. I've got a huge stash of dry beans that I need to put in glass jars so that I can put on the shelf down here. I don't want whatever crawls under that garage door to get into the bean bags and get who knows what all over them. So that's my protein spiel. All kinds of protein. Don't forget, because you might want some sometimes and not want others another time. Do you know what I mean? Baked beans, I got a bunch of those. More baked beans, black-eyed peas, refried beans, and pinto beans with sauce, Okay, I'm just going to show this shelf while I'm chatting. So another thing that I have found to be a problem for me, and I had to use it right away, was in my, rush of shopping, I've brought home broken bags with a little hole in them, dented cans, and I've certainly had dented cans delivered to me. And those things you need to eat, I believe, and this is just me, I'll eat those first and then let those other things sit on the shelf. I would be hesitant to eat a can of, say, just beans or canned chicken. A can of canned chicken that had a big dent in the side of it if it was past dates. You know what I mean? And the whole point is to, keep the life going. Oh, molasses has lots of iron and goodness in it too, by the way. Some people like to put it on their pancakes and their biscuits and stuff. Okay, so that was that. Watch your bags, your cans, your boxes, and make sure that they're not damaged. And freeze those nuts if you're not going to use them right away. Another thing is to keep organizing, keep thinking, you know, I just cleaned this out entirely and completely, maybe 6 weeks ago, something like that maybe. I don't remember. And it's already needing to be reorganized again. I put these beans in here because I don't have another jar that size and I need one. You know, there's reasons for why I put things up here, but that's that. So, you know, in grocery stores, they bring the oldest to the front and and here's an example of this can right here, why it's in here. It's not bad till 12/24, but there's a big gash in it. I don't know if you can see. And I put an arrow pointing to it so it would remind me. So that's that. What was I going to say? I don't know. Now I remember, speaking of checking for dents and stuff like that, when you shop in the grocery stores or discount places, and you're looking at your dates and everything, and you think, well, the most they have is 2023 is what they have for the latest dates. Reach way back in there, get down on the bottom and reach far back. And sometimes they got the good stuff hiding back there that have a further out expiration date for you. And I'm not saying you can't eat them past the expiration date or the best by date. I'm just saying they're going to be a newer product and they're going to get you a better start. Okay, so another thing is you want to remember to stock items. If this is a prepper pantry, stock items that spark joy. And that's going to be different for everybody. You know, for me, I'm going to, in a bad situation, what's going to make me feel better a lot is going to be sugar and caffeine. For some people, it might be salt and alcohol. So whatever, you know, if they have, you might want to stock bottles of wine, because they're going to be okay on the shelf usually, unless they're like a wine cooler. Beer is going to go flat, but wine is going to be staying good, and so is alcohol. You know, hard alcohol, gin, vodka, vermouth. I don't know what they are. The tequila, vodka. Did I say vodka? Yeah. So in the thing with sugar here, I've got a little box down here, and I've got, well, I bought the pudding for the kid that's getting his wisdom teeth out tomorrow, but these shelf-stable puddings are a great idea. These mixes where all you have to add, here, just add water. Oh, just add milk. So take this and your shelf-stable milk, and you got some good muffins. I've got candy down here. There's 1.5 pounds of peanut M&Ms. It's candy with protein, right? Cake mixes, waffle mixes, biscuit mixes, a pie crust, a chocolate pie crust that you could put pudding in, you know, any kind of stuff like that. Extra jellies, jams, Nutella. Nutella would make me a happy camper if I were feeling blue and knowing that things were warring around me or falling apart. So your chips are going to go bad fast, but popcorn is going to go shelf stable. So I've got a huge selection of unpopped popcorn in my prepper pantry. So think about what's going to make you and the members of your family most happy, and it's not going to be the same for even in the same family for each member of the family, you know. So whatever you think that might be. Spices are important too. Salt, just shaker salt. I've got a huge selection of salts in here, but I just remembered another. This is the last thing I'm going to say. One mistake that I made and I had to go through was where you put stuff. I had several cans of this Kroger iodized salt on the shelf out in my garage. I just forgot about it, you know, because I'm not going to use it unless it's an emergency. I went by it the other day to organize stuff, and I grabbed it. This wasn't the other day. It was more like 6 weeks ago. I grabbed it, and because it's made of cardboard, the moisture in the garage had made it gushy. And I guess I could have used that salt, but I threw it away. It was like 6 containers of it. So thank goodness it wasn't something super expensive, but still it was heartbreaking because it was my stash, you know. So you might want to think about also a master list. I've started a master list with my freezer. Let me show you that, and I promise that's the last thing. Okay, so I have a freezer in the house above the refrigerator. Obviously, most people do. I have one down in the shop, a freestanding upright freezer, and another refrigerator with a freezer up top. Those are full. This is what I'm going to use first, either because it's old or because I've got it on my menu plan for the coming 2 weeks, and that makes me not have to go down. This just got here from a thrift store shopping. I love it. So this is my list. I want to know what's in here. So I don't have any ribs, but I know I've got 3 pizzas. I know I've got 1 chuck roast, 1 ground pork. I just used that last night for their spaghetti and didn't tell them it was ground pork because they don't like ground pork. They ate it. Ground beef, I've got 5. Chicken thighs, I've got 1. It's a large container. Brats and dogs, I've got 3. I've got 3 sandwich bread, 2 sourdough, 1 Rhodes frozen rolls, no popsicles or ice cream. Those probably should be kept in the house anyway. I was trying to think of what else I might keep in here. Bags of ice. I get bags of ice. My husband just hooked up the ice maker that's on the property. It's like a industrial ice maker that I can't use when he's not here. So I buy it, but now that he's back, I don't have to buy it. There's 1 macaroni and cheese, like a family frozen one. And there's 1, oh no, there's not. There's no mac and cheese. They ate it. There's 1 frozen lasagna, like not homemade. I think I got it at Costco the other day, I think. There's 1 bag of shrimp, 1 package of bacon, breakfast sausages, 3. I've got 2 links and 1 of the patties, 1 of stew chunks. I have started buying stew chunks more because the Instapot really does a good job on making that wonderful. I don't have any frozen peas out here, but I do have some cooked pinto beans. So I'll take those cooked pinto beans and I'll make chili with them. 2 bags of Brussels sprouts, 1 giant bag of French fries, no broccoli, and no frozen peppers because those are in the house. So what I need is a string to hold the pen that I use so I don't accidentally hit it with an El Marco or a permanent marker. And I need magnets to hold this actually on it so I can just open the lid and not have to turn around and put it somewhere while I look. Let's see. So I said I had no peppers. Is that peppers that I see? No. Deluxe stir fry. See, I didn't even write that down yet. I'm bad. Oh, and I just got these hamburgers yesterday, so I need to write that down. You know, hamburger patties. But here's the bread, the pizzas, the links of sausage, hamburger, chicken, blah, 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 blah. Brats. Oh, I'm leaning all over the microphone, sorry. So, that is my prepper thing without going out to the shop and showing you what a mess that is. It really isn't. I got so much to do. But I'd love to hear your tips. I know you must have more. Hey, I just spotted something over there on this shelf. Olives. Don't olives have protein in them too? Black olives. Do black olives have protein? I'll have to look that up. So, if you get a chance and you think you might want to, I'd love it if you hit the subscribe bell. And then you can know whenever I do another topic of some kind. I'm going to take all of this down today. And I'm going to take this stuff and get rid of it today. And I'm going to just make sure that I have 3 shelves for Prepper Pantry out here. Because there are 5 adults that live in this house. Okay. I'd love to have you subscribe, say hi, and give me a thumbs up if you feel like it. I hope you have a wonderful Friday. Bye-bye.